Plaintiff Bria Johnson says after she started working with the defendant, Bria heard she smoked a lot of weed. Bria is suing because she claims the defendant hit her car and then fled the scene, and Bria suspects she was high at the time. Defendant Jamaica Davis says after this incident, Bria not only harassed her at their job, but she also brought people to their job to fight Jamaica. As a result, Jamaica claims she was fired, so she's countersuing for lost wages.
Start with you.
Okay, Your Honor. I'm from Detroit, and as you may know, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere.
That's right.
I'm also in the car club, the Motor City Chargers and Challengers. There we do a lot of charitable work, volunteer work. I even met my fiance there. And
What type of charities you all worked with?
We doing food drives. We've searched for missing persons, things of that sort. And then January 2019, I began working with the defendant at a dental company, a dental insurance company, and then, which was perfect because I have a love for dentistry, and then I was also experienced in customer service. So it had been rumored to me that Jamaica did a lot of weed, and I think that kind of led up to her hitting my car and not coming back, even when asked by the police to come back to the scene.
Okay. We're going to get into that, but how were you all as co-workers, and how long were you co-workers?
From January up until July, so about 7 months.
Okay. How was it working with her?
Things were well. We were on the same team. No complaints.
Okay. Just this incident that we're referring to. Let me hear from you, ma'am.
Okay. So I want to start from the beginning, Your Honor. I do want to say that Bree does have some nerve.
Some nerve?
Some nerve. Yes, she does.
Why?
Because Bree is the reason why I lost my job on the day of the incident. She brought people up to my job to try to fight me on that day. And before this, she had harassed me continuously to the point where our supervisors had escorted her.
What?
About this matter.
Okay, let me find out what the specifics. You tell me what happened.
Okay, so I'm sitting at my desk working, and then I was notified by the security at my job that someone had hit my car. So I go outside. By this time, the police had arrived. I go outside and notice that my front end of my car is completely wrecked, like it's not drivable or anything. So the police were out there. They called her to get her to come back. Originally, she said she was coming back. And then about an hour later, they called back. She still didn't come back. She said she wasn't coming back to the scene. So at that point, they charged it as a hit and run, which I do have proof of. I have the police report.
Let's see that.
Thank you.
And also, I have pictures of the damage, and I have a video showing the damages. So she didn't return to the scene.
I object, Your Honor. She said that when we spoke with the police, that after the hour, I told them that I was not coming back. I asked them, should I come back? And they said that since I was not there, then they were going to send a, just basically send something to the court for a hit and run. And I said, that was fine. I'll take care of that.
Plaintiff Bria Johnson is suing her former co-worker, who claims Bria harassed her at work, and as a result, she was fired.
Let me see what we have here.
She said she also didn't know she did this.
Wow.
Which I think, unless you high, you have to feel that.
Oh, you heroin, you can still feel that.
So then her and I later on talked that evening, and she asked for the estimate. I sent her a photo. At the time, I didn't have the estimate because the car got towed to the shop the next morning.
Well, let me go over what the lie the police told on her. You said that you did not realize you had struck the car. Police says, based on the excessive damage, it is unreasonable to believe that you didn't realize you had struck the car. They also said you were not willing to return to the scene of the accident.
That is incorrect.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I just wanted to read that lie off.
Okay.
Yeah, they lying on you. They know you would have rather had that hit and run charge.
That is wrong, but
Yeah,
okay.
I know that. I told you. You said, okay, that's fine. All right. So that's where we're at so far. You give me some explanation on the car, then we'll get to the other mess.
Okay. Previously, to what escalated up to this situation, when I left work, I pulled off. I was in a rush to go get my daughters. I hit her car, and I was I didn't pay attention to hitting her car, to be honest. And one of my coworkers called me, and they said, hey.
You didn't feel it?
No, I did not. Yet.
Okay.
I didn't. And they said, hey.
Then you were numb?
I mean, to be honest, no, but
Okay.
I just didn't feel it.
All right.
But my coworker had called me and said, hey, we basically seen that you had hit a car. And I said, okay, well, that's when I contacted my supervisor, and I spoke with my supervisor, and my supervisor did mention that the police and everything was already on the scene. I spoke to the police, I spoke with Bree, I told them to give her my information, and if they need, that's when I said if I need me to come up here, he was like, hey, we're gonna charge you with a hit and run. I was like, okay, I'll deal with that when I deal with that, pretty much, because my mindset was not okay.
Because you don't have time.
No, not that I didn't have time.
Why?
I'm sorry.
Why didn't you want to go back?
I could have went back. I was just picking up my daughters, and that's the only reason. I let them know. I kept informing them that I was picking up my daughters. That's what I was doing, and that I could come back. And he said, there's no need. We're going to send for the hit and run. And then I just said that that's okay.
Okay. Good enough. And anything else you want to say about it other than you were told not to come back, that you were told instead to go down and charge yourself with a hit and run? And you said, okay, good idea. Did you go charge yourself?
I did appear in court, yes. I
For
went
hit
to
and
court
run?
for this matter. I did. I'm on a payment plan currently with the court in West Bloomfield.
Okay. What's the problem here with the damages?
So the estimated came to $1,465, which I did show her that, and then she agreed to pay. To get it started, it was $500. She agreed to pay that on that Friday, which was payday for the both of us. By the time Friday came, she had a whole nother story. She couldn't pay me because she was going to turn up in Miami for her birthday. And she can give me $250 the next week, which I still never got that either.
I object, Your Honor.
Okay, what part? What part do you object?
The part that I told her that I was going to turn up in Miami, because I have text messages from our entire conversation pretty much saying, yes, what I can pay and what I cannot pay. So I let her know through the text messages.
You mean on a payment plan, you mean? Can't pay?
No, sir. She had mentioned that $500, and when she had needed it by, I told her that I could give her $250 on that following Monday. The incident happened that Tuesday, so I let her know that I could give you $250 on this day, and then I could give you. I have the text messages if you want them.
I have the text messages as well.
I'll let you finish telling me first.
Okay, and I let her know basically what I can do as far as the payments. And then she said that is not going to be suffice. She said that she didn't want to go through her insurance because she got into an accident. Her fiance had
He'll
gotten
increase
into
the
an
rate.
accident.
What you do to her will increase her insurance rate, right?
Correct. And I let her know.
She don't want to pay for your mistakes. I
Right.
agree. I wouldn't
Your
take it to my
Honor.
insurance either. You'd have to pay for it. You
Correct.
did it.
And I let her know that I was at fault and that I did not have a problem paying whatever her deductible is. And that does show
Deductible?
in her text message.
She don't want a deductible means she has to claim it on her insurance. She doesn't want to.
Okay.
People don't have to claim something on their insurance when someone does something to them. You don't have to claim it. You did it to me, now pay me. Restore me. Pay the damages you did to me. I don't want to use my insurance on this.
I understand.
Use your insurance or you're not getting a dime. Did that even sound rational?
Plaintiff Bria Johnson is suing her former coworker, who claims Bria harassed her at work, and as a result, she was fired.
So that's your defense, that she wouldn't take the deductible? What's your other defense to paying for the damage you did?
I do not owe her the money for the car because she is the reason why I lost my job.
Okay, those two have zero to do with each other. Now, what do you want to tell me about your counterclaim? How does she owe you for lost wages?
So I did lose my job leading up to this. Bree had kept coming over to my desk, and we were told previously to not have any contact with each other while we're at work to handle this matter on our own.
Oh, she came over to your desk about this
Correct.
and said what?
She was coming to my desk to say, hey, when are you going to have the money? Hey, and stuff that we had already spoken about through the text messages. So she was coming to basically explain that again. So the supervisors and other team leads noticed her kept coming to my desk. So they pulled both of us to the side and told us both, hey, this is a matter that should be handled outside of work, not in office, handle it on your own. So I thought that I agreed, and I said, okay. So after they got done speaking with us, Bree came over to my desk again. She was barely clocked in, and the supervisor caught her at my desk again after they told her to not come back to my desk again.
Obviously, they fired her immediately.
Well, they had walked her out from my knowledge, and then
Hold on.
they walked her out to my knowledge, and then my supervisor came back over to me, and she said, hey, you know, we let her go off of the premises today because we told you guys, you know, not to have any contact. I said, okay. So as the day went on, I was informed by security and my supervisor. Before I had left, my supervisor came upstairs to get me, and she said, we have seen Bree and 2 other people circling the building. And security said that they caught Bree ducking down in the back, and she had 2 drivers, and they thought that she came back up there to fight me. So they did not want to send me out on my own, so they wanted to walk me to my car, pretty much. So I let them know, like, hey, that's not needed because my fiance is coming up here to pick me up, so I should be okay. I don't have a problem with that. So they pretty much just let me know, update us if anything else happens from that point. Past that point, I had no contact with Bree at all.
Okay.
So I feel that the reason why the situation escalated at this point, I mean, like I told you, I admitted that I did, and I tried to work something out with her, but it escalated to the point where we both lost our jobs.
Yeah, and I'm not hearing how your firing occurred. I heard what happened with her. They walked her out, and then they offered to walk you for protection, and you said no. What happened then that cost you your job? I haven't heard you say that.
They let me know.
After they offered to help you.
Right.
Because they were concerned about your safety. So they said, well, let me help you. You've done nothing wrong. We'll provide you with a personal escort for your security. That's how much we care about you. When did they flip on you? They said, we changed our mind. We don't care after all. In fact, you're fired. That's when I'm missing something.
Okay, understood.
Tell me.
So a week had passed since the incident, and then they had...
After they ushered her out?
Yes. And they asked me to... My supervisor came upstairs to get me, and then she was in a room with our HR department, and they had the paperwork there. And they said, we have to let you go because of where this incident had went, and also that the accident happened on their property.
Okay. And that meant to you that she got you fired.
Yes,
That's
sir.
how you interpret that?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me dismiss your claim. Judgment for the plaintiff. Your counterclaim is dismissed. Have a good day.
I feel like justice was served. When you do something, you have to pay the consequences.
I don't have anything to say regarding this matter.